Hey everyone, it's Ivana Emilia Lizondo again. All right, I just want to do this video to answer two questions that I get asked most often. A, uh, what kind of witch are you, holistic practitioner, and what tools do I recommend to help individuals that want to do some magic work? Okay. All right. Well, before I give you my answers, I just want to start off by saying that each practitioner, each witch practitioner or holistic practitioner, shamanic practitioner, you know, energy worker, light worker, okay, we tend to typically follow a specific methodology, philosophy, okay, or a tradition or both, right? And within the tradition, you probably have the philosophy. But anyhow, and what I mean by that is there's a specific foundation or structure that we tend to use, that we believe in, that we use to make life better for ourselves, for the people around us, for our environment, for our lovely, animal guides and our spirit guides. And so there's a foundation, there's a structure. It's kind of like, going to university and picking out a curriculum and, specializing in that. So that is part of what I would say, involves starting the practice of, what practice do you want to follow or what practice I follow. That was confusing. Okay. Mercury is about to go retrograde here in a few days, so my little is just a little wacky. All right. The other component of that is there are very different types of witch work, okay, practitioners. You have your kitchen witch, right, who works her magic with food. Okay, so for example, you're making a lovely tomato base, soup, and you're using the salt, and the salt is for grounding, and the tomato is citrusy and so acidic, and so you want to bring a little bit of acid, to maybe start things up. You put some hot peppers in there, and it's like activating some fire. And so, kitchen witch would be someone who uses food and a lot of herbs typically in part of their work. We also have crystal witches, right? They focus all of their energy on working with crystals. We have air witches. We have water witches. We have, all sorts of, witches. And so, and holistic practitioners, shamanic practitioners, the term itself is, it's a wide general term, witch, shamanic, holistic practitioners, all of that. Okay. Then we have traditions. For example, we have the more traditional type of craft work that is part of a Alexandrian tradition, a Gardnerian tradition, and Dianic, the moon, Diana. Okay, they follow. That's an all women's group, coven practice only. So we have a variety. You can call yourself eclectic, which means that you pick and choose from different traditions, kind of my style. And, even modern group work, magical work, excuse me, now, for example, Hecatian, modern day magic groups. And so there's a lot of different traditions that you can pull from, but eclectic would mean that you pull from all of them. Cosmic, which is, yes, astrology, okay? All right, so what am I? Well, I would consider myself a kinesic witch practitioner, holistic practitioner. It really refers to mental magic practices. So, in other words, there's two components to that. We use the elemental essences, air, fire, earth, water, and spirit, and we transform those essences into our own cognitive or mental tool to reflect the intentions out into the universe of what we want to accomplish, right? So, yes, I do use herbs sometimes. You guys have seen me use that. I use candles, I use crystals. All of those are so fun. But in essence, kinesic magic is about taking the elemental essences and transforming them for your purposes. Okay. And there's an amazing book out. I think it just came out, I don't know, sometime this year, Kinesic Magic. I think it's Donald Tyson, I think is his name. A really great book. He incorporates both cosmic and kinesic magic, I think, in this book, from my interpretation. Not using his words, but that's my interpretation. So that's why I loved it, this book, because I do use cosmic magic. We do use, I use astrology a whole bunch for timing, for setting intentions, for picking out the right dates, to do certain things, and even just to do work, magic holistic practitioner work. All right, so that's the answer to question 1. What kind of work do I do? And then the second one was, what kind of tools do I need if I want to, start performing my own magic? Well, I would really suggest that you take the time to explore all of the tools. Traditionally, the tools are candles, anything dealing with, there's knives involved, okay, but knives for cutting through truth, not cutting through things necessarily, okay, you don't want to go poking people off, but the knife represents cutting, through the BS and getting some insight. The candle, of course, is fire, because, there's that essence of energy. The cauldron, the broom for sweeping out. There's all sorts of tools that you can use, crystals, herbs, tapping into that energy, the essence of each of those herbs. The herbs represent, certain, are symbolic for certain things. And so when you put them together, it helps set your intention. But basically, the tools of magic are really just to help you hone in on what you really want to put out into the universe, those intentions, those manifestations. It's a symbolic way of doing so, right? I tend to use herbs more as an offering, saying thank you, to the spirit guides and to the universe, God, okay, goddesses, for helping me get what I want to get manifested or intention setting. So that's the way I use that. But you don't need anything, really. They're fun, and I would encourage you to use tools, bath bombs, okay, salt baths, all of that, water, okay, playing with colors, color candle magic, woo, so much fun, okay? But you don't need any of that. It's fun. But once you learn how to harness your own energy and your own intention and really tap into who you are energetically, all of that will come so much more naturally. But practicing is, the only way that you're going to be able to do that. So I hope I've answered the question. I didn't necessarily go into the specific tools of magic work, because a lot of that is dependent on the specific tradition or philosophy or methodology that you follow. You could use astrology, herbs, crystals, or you could put it all together and be eclectic, which is a lot of what I do. So anyways, I hope this has been helpful in some way. And if you want to learn more about magic work, about witch work, holistic work, shamanic work, reach out. You can find me at spiritualessence.com. That's spiritual-essence.com. It's Spiritual Essence Transpersonal Counseling. And if not, just reach out to me. All right, all. I hope you have a wonderful week. The astrology may be a little tough, but we'll get through it. All right, all. Blessed be.